It's the Red River Valley Motorcyclist Spirit of America Bike and Car Show, Saturday and Sunday, May 3rd and 4th at the Alara Center in Grand Forks, and they're looking for sponsors and vendors. This is a great opportunity to get your business noticed by thousands of people for this 2 long days of this awesome event. If you'd like to get your business noticed, or if you'd like a booth, contact Sarah, 763-568-1946, or Dennis at 701-741-5205. There'll be a raffle with over $90,000 worth of prizes, including a Polaris 1000 North Star Ultimate Crew Cab Ranger, a Harley-Davidson Street Glide, and Polaris Sportsman 570, with the net proceeds benefiting the Veterans Honor Flight of North Dakota, Minnesota. And veterans are absolutely free. Find out more by going to rrvmnd.org. Red River Valley Motorcyclist Spirit of America Bike and Car Show, Saturday and Sunday, May 3rd and 4th at the Alara Center in Grand Forks.
Under starlit nights so grand, where the wolves' howls resound, I find my peace and stand on this hallowed ground. Hear the coyote's mournful serenade, a song of wild untamed. In the heart of the Black Hills, where my spirit's flame is claimed. Ride the trails of ancients past, where secrets still reside. I ride these trails alone through fields of amber waves. Tales of Lakota's pride and gold rush dreams that stay. Their echoes in the canyon walls where their legacy is laid. Oh, Black Hills, my sanctuary, where the freedom flows in your endless prairies. In the twilight of the forest, where the shadows softly fall, I can hear the whispers of the mountains standing tall. From the Badlands to the pine trees, every rock and stream tells the story of the ages like a vivid living dream. dusk and dawn, through the rolling plains, feel the heartbeat of this land in the hills' veins. Riding through the valleys where the Mustangs run wild, you can feel the power like a tempest outside. Oh, Black Hills, you're my heart's desire, with your rugged peaks and your canyon choir.
Just the heavens beat to a call. Yeah, you can see the flames go into you. I call passion. Let's call it the heavens of fire. Never on now, will you? If I was darkness, she was light, and she was day and I was night. And in the thunder of my heart I heard the truth beat. Lost in desire. Can't stop the fire. I want her all the time. All now, and my hunger is bright. Just go to heaven through the windows of your eyes. See the meaning of our lives. Beyond the light, two fates intertwine in a dance they call passion. Lost in desire. Can't stop the fire. If I was darkness, she was light, and she was day and I was night. And in the thunder of my heart I heard the truth beating. I said, can't stop the fire. Lost in desire. Lost in desire. Can't start the fire.
Are you still putting off that project around the house that's been bugging you forever? Do you think you can wait until spring and call a contractor and have the work done ASAP? Well, good luck with that. Executive Properties has openings right now to get that project done. In fact, you can check out their Google reviews. Diane says Executive Properties did a roof project and remodeled a bathroom in our house. We were happy with their quality of work, and the projects were completed in a timely manner. We will use Executive Properties for our next home project. Get that project done sooner than later. Call Executive Properties, 701-330-1273.
country road. Feeling easy, cause life's carrying you right alone. Every note I can sing flows sweet like that when they blow. And just call back my mind roams, but my wings blow.
High as a kite on the southern sky, singing low till the day breaks the night. Got my boots on the road underway. The night whispers stories where the shadows play. Clouds roll by and a gentle southern breeze. Laughter and the stars dance among the trees. High the kite with the moon as my guide. Singing low, heart open wide.
Are you with us? And I'll say mother. Helen, spin my foot was precious. Papa Mayor's to loculate. I'd ask please, and with the time place, happy this third place. Amen.
Underneath the star where dreams come true. My thought drip dive on my tongue stay smooth. Ride those drum in a sense of time. It's a get it once in the bed, flying out here. High as a kite, give me hit, cool and go. Guess my spit in a row. Whatever it's there in the sun in the sky. Singing low with a high pride. Wrong with the night, let the gentle wind blow. High and low with a river blow.
Gosh, I'll make sure I'm with board no the love tough shot the falls racers.
High as a kite on the southern sky, singing low till the day breaks the night. Got my boots on the road underway. The night whispers stories where the shadows play.
Last fool Dickinson, I'm sort of getting spring. Haunted up the granary out the wine on my sting. Give me quiet moments that is humbly unfold, where the twilight paints the story untold. Melodies wrap around as the wind blows. Nighttime lullabies to fill the shadows. Moving slow lost in a sweet reverie. Tunes scare me through the night wild and free. Stars above echo every dream and desire. The strong my guitar sets these old on fire.
Floating on a rhythm with the moon soft and bright. High as a kite, get singing low, feeling right. Stars and berries, them every right. Face soars in life, spins from the stage and back. Take melodies that only the heart can find. Strumming strings to that go in mind. Every dusty trail knows where my soul aligns. In this southern night, my dreams unwind.
One bite's all it takes. He's the king.
hide. Feel the fury, muscles tight. Mad dogs ready, it's gonna be a night. Ow! Wow! Steel cage closes in. Blood sweat, that's his friend. Fighting tooth and claw. Mad dog dog's gonna win. Ow! Wow! Crowd goes wild when his name hits the air. Every heart set afire. They know they're in for a scare. Pull on my boots, it's a wild kind of night. Dust on my heels, but the whiskey feels right. Barroom brawls and neon signs. Riding hard till the sunrise. With a shot glass in hand, I'm living free. Kicking up dirt, just being me. Long roads ahead, but the night's still young. Under moonlight, where legends are sprung. Steel guitar sings with the rattle of spurs. Rebel heartbeats, no need for words. Whiskey burning like a fire deep inside. Cowboy boots striding where wild things ride. Stumble through the doors where outlaws roam. Roughneck angels calling this home. Whiskey and sin, the devil's game. In this hard living life, forget about shame. Raise a toast to the rebels, to the lost and the found. Every shot down makes us Kentucky bound. Walking the line where shadows meet the light. Devil may care in this honky-tonk fight. Pouring around, let the good times roll. Living for tonight, paying with my soul. Whiskey river flowing, drown the pain. In cowboy boots we dance in the rain. Neon glows, barroom brawls, feel the strain. Dusky trails lead to pleasure and pain. Reavers and demons, they're all friends tonight. Under steel guitar solos we find our light.
Renegade Radio. Tune in, don't be shy. With Frankie Slauson leading the ride. Monday nights, the airwaves come alive. With voices in the dark, like shadows they survive. Join the rendezvous, let the stories weave. Frankie leads the night, you just gotta believe.
And here we go. How's it going there? I hear some extra background noise from you there, John. So I don't know if you can you hear me at all there, buddy?
Yeah, you hear background noise?
Yeah, it's a little bit anyway. Unless I was just coming from your end or whatever. What's it coming from my end?
Well, my
wife
is watering plants over here next to me. It could have been that, but
okay, whatever. What's going on? Welcome to Renegade Radio. There, season 4, episode number 8. We made it.
I got to write this down.
All right. Well, welcome everybody. We are. What episode or what episode number or just
I got. It's funny because I use my wife's office to do this.
Yeah.
And I've got a pile of notes, and basically it's whatever kind of scratch paper I can find within reach. And there's a whole pile of it, and it's everything from old Sioux Line Railroad notepads to regular. I'm working on a regular notepad now, but she doesn't get rid of them, and that's nice. But I try to keep track of every show.
So you just have a big old collection, pretty much, of what you have and everything, of all your notes, everything that you've ever done.
Well, even at my on GFBS, every show I do has got notes, times, everything. That way, if I ever need to go back on anything for a future show, and I keep a copy of the notes of every show. So, yeah, I just go 2 months at a time, year by year, and just go from there. So that way, I can go back and then I'll remember, the show. If somebody says, well, I remember about 3 months ago on a Wednesday, you said this. And I'm like, I don't even know what you're talking about. But if I go back and get my notes, it's like, I'll remember, oh yeah, I did say that, and that way I know the ads got played that people paid for. Stop it.
I don't know how many times
Wally says,
oh, hi, Wally.
Yeah.
I need to know from you and from Paul if for sure that we'll be able to come down for March 17th or not yet, because it'll still be a day off for me, but if the weather's good, I fully intend on coming to Grand Forks one way or another.
March 17th.
Reach
out to Paul.
Day. Okay.
Yeah, it's going to be up to him, because he's got to produce. I can't do it.
Well, yeah.
I need him there. And right now, he's got a kid that's sick right now and been doctoring. They were down at the Mayo for 2 weeks.
So that's what he told me.
Yeah.
That's why our show aired on President's Day. There, one of the replays anyway.
Yeah, so it's the actual St. Patrick's Day you're talking about, right?
Yeah, Monday, March 17th, we're having Bruce Blanche on the show.
Yeah, that's right. That's when Blanche. Okay, and that's our 5th anniversary at GFBS also.
Yeah,
that day
we've covered this before.
Yeah, so here's the deal, Paul. I know Paul's got no problem with it. It's going to be his wife. So I'll talk to him tomorrow, but and see what he says. Okay. But I'm all for it. Oh.
I just figured, with having Bruce Blanche on the show, that's it's already been booked. We booked it like about a month ago. He's done other shows and whatever already, but he was the one that requested to do March 17th. I said I didn't care pretty much when, but he said, "Can we do St. Patty's Day?" And I said, "Okay." So I just got to make
still
sure.
A Monday or what?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
It is on a Monday too, huh? Okay.
Yeah, it's March 17th, St. Patty's Day.
Okay.
That's in about 3 weeks.
Sure.
So I just want to make sure that we're all good because like I said, it's all based on the weather for me. Making sure I can make it down.
Yeah. Well, Friday morning was the first time I'd seen him in almost 2 weeks.
Sure.
And I only saw him for a couple of days, a day and a half, and then I hadn't seen him for 10 days before that. So today was actually the first day we worked together. So I haven't even got to talk to the guy. So, but I'll bring it up to him tomorrow, and I don't think it's a big deal as long as his wife has a far enough ahead or whatever, knows it's happening, so she can be ready. But I'll talk to him.
All right, well that's not a problem. I just want to make sure we're on the same page, and I'll talk to him too.
Text me in the morning. Shoot me a text in the morning. All you got to do is say, "Remember."
Yeah, remember what I told you. I using the force.
Yep. No, just remember it. I'll know exactly what you mean. So we'll be good.
Sure. Well, anyway,
where the hell
tonight,
is everybody?
I don't know. I mean, everybody's either sick or they're busy. I know Antique Man's on his way. He did say he was going to show up tonight. Lance is busy. He has some stuff that he had to leave go out of state for or whatever. So it's probably just going to be us. And then I don't know. I haven't heard from Tanya in a while. It's been.
What about Screaming Sam?
Week. He's doing something. He's busy too. He's doing stuff. So it's just.
Oh shit.
So it might just be just a few of us, and that's like I've always said. That's why I always ask more people to show up because of stuff like this, so that at least there's somebody that's available. Because I can do it by myself, and I can do it with you. I can do it with other people, but it's just as long as I have, it feels better to have it with somebody. Because you and I have done shows before. We did the Lance Warlock or the Dick Warlock interview before with just you and I and all that, so we can handle it. Tonight we'll have Al Neff, and I'm excited. I'm glad that you're actually on because, like I told you last week, I really want you to meet Al because you never got a chance to meet him when he was on the first time because you weren't even an idea yet as far as for who I was going to add more at the time. We were just on our first season, and I figured, well, Al had me on his show, and I did a 2-hour radio show with him back and forth, virtually anyway, on the air, which was kind of fun.
Yeah.
And that was a pre-record. Around my 40th birthday weekend, and so, this is a guy that I truly am glad that you're going to get a chance to talk to today because, I'm surprised you never connected before. He's a pretty good dude, and I love him. He's no matter what.
He's only got about 10 years less in the business than me.
You did do some research on him today or this week or whatever.
Well. Yeah, no, I did not really research, but you hear the name too. I mean, I've heard his name before. And are you sure I wasn't on the show when he was on?
No, because you came on.
I was not
the Halloween of 2024 or 2023. Okay. Yeah, it was season 1, and so that was your first episode. And then we took a 2-week break after that for hunting. so it just kind of worked out, but because Mama T was on that episode, and then Screaming Sam was, and then our friend Waterboy, which is one of John's guys from his show from back in the day. So other than that, man, it's just so Alan Neff will be great, and then after him we will have Eric Edwards, who's a legendary actor who's been on Prom Child 1 and 2. He was in Sergeant Bilko and the movie that we all know, or most of us remember, is National Lampoon's Senior Trip. So, but he was a bigger guy at the time. He lost a lot of weight. He definitely doesn't look like he used to anyway. So, what's up, Mad Dog? How you doing?
Good. What's up?
Oh, I don't know. I was just, earlier on, I don't know if you listened to the show beforehand, but I was kind of playing around, playing your music and stuff, and before you got on and everything. So
I missed it. All the times I'm on earlier, and I didn't get on early this time.
Yeah. Well,
I missed it too.
You have to watch the recording after we go live, I guess.
What's up, Jean-Claude?
Here we go, man. Here we go.
Another round.
Yeah.
But yeah,
beautiful out here. I got out of bed at 4:45 this morning, and it was freaking 36 degrees out. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah. Wow.
Apparently
Wasn't
it's 39
80 below
here.
zero.
No, we've been we're
It's
actually
sunny.
enjoying a little bit of spring. Yeah, it's actually nice, and we had rain last night over in Thief River.
Hey, it's
By the
50
casino,
here
but-
today.
That's what I heard. It was raining in Thief River last night. We got a chance tomorrow, but I don't think it's going to hit us. But right now, everything's lakes. They're just they're lakes. I got standing water everywhere, but there was no snow, and the water isn't that much. It's still the ground is froze. I mean, all it needs once it thaws, it's going to be gone in a day. It's going to be a dry spring if it ends up like this. Our water, our river is going to be beautiful.
Well,
we had 50 degrees today. It was 50 here. I couldn't believe it.
Wow.
That's we'll get there eventually. We're at 40 right now, at least according to my phone anyway. As far as for Brooks anyway.
Yeah, it's 42 here.
Yeah,
that's 42
amazing.
here.
Well, tonight, we're looking forward to the two guests that we're having on. Other than that, I mean, we hope you guys enjoyed the show last week's episode with no guests. We're gonna try our best to kind of get as many guests as we can, through the end of the first half, and then when we come back for the second half. I'm still not sure yet, like if we're gonna take a 2-week break or a 3-week break. I might add an extra week just to give us an extra week, but it seems like since everybody else is taking time off all the time and leaving me all the time, it's like, maybe I shouldn't do a spring break at all. Make him earn it again.
Why not? You gotta have a life too, man.
Well, yeah, but I mean, it's like, I mean, I'm glad that everybody lets me know. That's we do have good communication. So it pissed me off if nobody told me they weren't going to be on.
Why? Where's everybody at tonight?
Well, your brother's busy, and he's not feeling. Of course, he's not feeling good again. Ken has like COVID again or something, so he's sick again. Lance is like out of the state right now doing something with his family.
And I can't understand why my name and thing ain't under me.
Oh, Matt, you're Mad Dog.
Yeah, it's over on the side.
Oh, that's just how they do it. I don't think there's a way I can switch that.
That's all right.
Let me see if I can switch that there. I don't think I
can.
No,
that don't matter. Don't matter to me.
Okay. Well, as long as you don't care, I mean, I can make it minimal too, whereas that don't even show.
Don't matter.
Yeah, mine just says John Roberts.
You should have
so good about that.
You should have a cool title with that. Be like John Roberts, the man with the plan.
I could be the Mac to your cheese.
Yeah. There you go. You can be my bull.
Jean-Claude Van Damme.
You can be my bull to your lonely only or whatever, baloney or whatever. Anyway,
could be your chin to my nuts.
There was something that. So we have a little time because when Al gets here, he's going to be coming on here about 5:40, so about another 35 minutes here. So we don't have a whole lot of time to fuck around, but I'm going to play a video here for you guys, and I thought about you, John, right away when I saw this video, so enjoy.
How's the wife? How's the kids? I don't care. The usual? Father Tom, what'll it be? Bloody Mary and a Lange's back? You got it. Gave you the center of the stock, Father. Put my special sauce in that. So we doing the bar Bible study today? Miss Pulaski, the usual? No, you're not okay. Nobody is okay until they do the shake of the day. Give me $1. The rule is if you own the bar, you can't play the pull tabs because you know which columns are hidden. But rules don't apply in this bar. Frankie P, how's the wife? Left you? Kids? One arrested. That's why you have two. Bar's been in the family for multiple generations. This up here is a portrait of my great-great-grandfather, taken shortly after he had his first shot of Malort. That'll put you asleep. Who in the hell decided to put so many buttons on this gosh darn clicker? Son of a gun. I'm spilling today. Sorry about that. Got to get more coasters in. You know what Bible story I think you should go into? Jesus with the fishes. He catches what, 5 fishes? He feeds 5,000 people? Okay, but I think the DNR on the Sea of Galilee had some follow-up questions. I've tried doing that. The DNR comes to my freezer and I says, it's a miracle. They took my boat away. I know. I'll attend a Bible study one of these days, Father. Randy, a message here from your wife. She wants you home. I'm sorry, dear. He can't drive the tractor back right now. Oh, Father Tom, relax. If I win, I'll put half in the collection basket. Holy smokes. $500. Wait, I mean, $10. Son of a gun, I lost again. Terry, I need you to pay your tab. What, you want menu? Yeah, sure. I give it to you right now. Today's specials are pickled duck eggs and duck nuts. And, Gardettos. And then for dessert, we got peanut M&Ms. Better get them before the getting's gone. Some nuts and Skittles. Taste the rainbow. Hope you brought your quarters. This is my favorite piece of artwork here. What's it called? First time they circumcised a hockey stick. The Smithsonian's been asking for it, but I says, it's not moving. Mostly because I drilled it to the wall. Yeah, we do mixed drinks here. Watch this. Summer Shandy, dark lager. This is what we call a summer storm. Can you feel it in your right knee? I know I can. It's all the rage with the kids these days. What do you want, old-fashioned? Brandy? Oh, you're more of a bourbon guy? Not today or not? I don't know what to tell you, Father. I've been gambling a bit. I did skip Mass the last few Sundays. I told Dan I'd peel his fingers like a garnish. A little rude to my wife this morning. Jesus Christ! Took the Lord's name in vain. Sorry about that, by the way. Ship captain, no crew. Some swear a little. You guys want a beer? Help yourself. I'm in the middle of my confession. Joe Julansky, yeah, he's here. Who can I say is calling? The IRS. Joel, IRS on the horn. Oh, you're not here right now? Yeah, sorry, he's not here right now. What do you mean, what's in a vodka soda? Gin and tonic water. The hell kind of question is that? I'll get you one in a second. I'm watering my pets. You need a little more sun, Miss Julansky. You're starting to bald again. What do you mean this don't count as a confession? Where 2 are gathered in my name. Father, come on, let it count. I gave you the fuzzy stuff. How about I take a message? Just to be clear, is that a federal offense? Okay, 5 years overdue. Go to jail longer than Wesley Snipes. No, I'll let him know. Take care now. Yeah, tell your folks I says hi. Joel, you're facing some jail time, pal. Good luck with that. Next beer's on the house.
So roll out. I would be John if you owned a bar.
I'll never own a bar.
Why not? So I mean, you could do all the things. You look just like you and Charlie Barons could do a video together. Maybe almost like twins, almost like and the same accents. It's talk the same and everything.
yeah, a little bit. You know that. I know too many bar owners, and it's a lot of fucking work. I at this age, the last thing I want to do is go to work 7 days a week. Yeah,
but okay, but here's the thing about that. Any of those quirks that he did are typical for a small town bar, like the phone call and everything.
Every day. You go to your little dive bars. It's the locals that are there. Everybody knows everybody by name. It's like Cheers. I mean, I stopped into my local drinking establishment this afternoon to talk to them about some food for Thursday, and even at 2:30 in the afternoon, I knew the 6 people that were in there. Then it started picking up when I was leaving. But yeah, but they work their butts off, those guys that own bars.
Well, I forgot that your birthday is coming up, I suppose. Yes, that's right. 60 years already. So happy birthday early.
Unless you're my brother. My brother don't work hard. Everybody that works for him works hard.
He just takes all the credit, right? He's just a boss, like a typical boss.
That's why I got out of it, man. I was doing all this shit.
Oh, so you guys worked together for a little while? You guys were... Oh, okay. I think you may have told me that before, but I don't remember. That's amazing. Was that just not fun at all after a while, or you just decided?
Oh, it was fun in the beginning.
Yeah.
Until it turned out to be work.
Oh, sure. So you thought owning a bar would be a good way to be a wealthy man, I suppose, or he thought, or whatever at the time. Yeah. Everybody loves to drink, so no problem. No shortage on alcohol. People love to come.
So I was spending more money than I was making.
Oh. So it got to be a...
You hear that a lot with bar owners. Yep.
Oh.
You hear that a lot with bar owners. That's why I would never own one.
Well, how does Rumors do it then? They must know. They must just know how to manage stuff pretty good because it seems like they got a good flow of what goes on over there.
It's all in your staff, and BT he's fortunate enough to have Jake, who's a really good manager. He's got a ton of experience. They treat each other really good. BT treats all his guys good. He knows they all have lives. His daytime bartender, for example, there's like maybe four Saturdays or 5 Saturdays a year where they have some big event, Kentucky Derby stuff, a couple of things like that where he kind of expects those people to work, but this guy also can take any day off he wants. It's all about your help. Same with the Broken Drum. They've had the same girl running the kitchen there for quite a while. They got Tony that manages the bar, does a great job. And the people are happy that work there. They do well. They make good money too. And that has a lot to do with it. So once you get that niche and once you get that crowd, and like Rumors offers, buses to the concerts and Sioux games and hockey games and things like that. And the Broken Drum, they both have really good food too. And the Broken Drum is right by the racetrack. So they just,
you got to worry about
well.
stealing off you. Got to watch you stealing off you. Your best friends, you can't watch out for,
Yeah. And with Rumors, the best food they got is, well, at least I think anyway, is the barbecues, the sloppy joes. And you would figure that's not be the least favorite, but everybody loves sloppy joes, especially at a place like that. At least I think
you got to have their mac and cheese.
I'll have to
try their mac and cheese, man.
If I come up on the 17th for St. Patty's Day, I think I'll do that. I'll try some of that. Get a little bit of both anyway.
Yeah, we did that remote on Saturday at Brothers Firearms there, and Rumors had sloppy joes there, but I didn't even have one. I just didn't have time.
So, like the Broken Drum, like what's their specialty known for, or what's something that they're known for in their establishment?
They make really good lavash. Their steak tips are really good. Their grinders are really good. They do all kinds of stuff. They do a lot of catering. They have specials every day. Their soup's incredible, different soup of the day. It's a lot of people go there for lunch, construction, carpenters, plumbers, electricians, farmers on rainy days. On Fridays, it's all race people racing. But it's a really good place to go. Yeah, the food's good. They treat Lori and I really, really well. He sponsors my fishing team, and we do stuff with them, and they're pretty good guys.
Good. Well, that's good. That's good because I always kind of wonder about that. I mean, I don't, not that I go to bars a lot or whatever, but it's like I'm always kind of wondering like what's the thing that makes them famous? What are they known for? Whether it's good customer service or whatever, but
and it's a nice bar. It's the bathrooms are brand new in it. It's nicely kept. I can walk in there Wednesday on my way to fishing night, and I just walk in. I immediately walk into the walk-in cooler, and because they're my sponsor, this is what they let me do. I put as much beer as I want in my cooler. Then I go in the ice room, and then I say they ask me what I put in there, and I tell them how many beers, and they give me a great price on it, and so they got my beer for the night. But they help me out, so. We bring them a lot of business, so they know there's going to be a lot of people in there Thursday, even though we got hockey tournaments going on here and a big funeral and stuff. But there'll be a shit ton. I bet you there'll be 100 people there.
Oh, of course. You're a big deal over there. I mean, you got it's your birthday.
Well, I just know a lot of people.
Yeah,
I just know a lot of people, and it's early enough where a lot of people will show up because we're old.
Well. Just because you're old. No, it's because people want to party, and they know you're the guy to party with. That's what it is.
Yeah, but I got to get up and go to work in the morning after that.
Has that stopped you before? Come on now. You can't fire your own boss for credit, though. You're going to fire yourself? Yes.
All I got to do is get up and go do some news.
That's right. Well, this month was February, and it's almost over, and it was technically known as the month of love. And would you still marry your wife if she did this right before or right after you said I do?
I now pronounce you husband and wife. You may kiss your bride.
So this is it, we're really married now, yeah?
In the eyes of the Lord, yes.
Brilliant. Oh, yes! I've been holding that in for 4 years.
Absolutely.
Hell yeah.
Absolutely.
Hell yeah. Yep.
I mean, what the hell,
It's my kind of woman. Now she sits back and sucks a beer straight down after that. Damn right I'd marry her.
My wife wouldn't find that funny at all.
Now, one of you,
she wouldn't find that funny at all. I'll think those are funny till the day I die. I don't care.
Now, do you think she would have married you if you were in that before you?
Well, if
she knows that,
tables
I would have done
she'd
right
already
on
heard
the altar
about 8 million times before we got married.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, like, okay, so in the video, the girl's like, "Oh, I've been holding it for 4 years or whatever." It's like,
yeah.
That's just, I don't know. I just thought I'd share that with you. One thing for
farts
sure,
are
though,
funny.
is that it is.
I don't care what anybody says.
Well, of course, farts are definitely funny. You know what else is funny? The fact that back in the day, while he became an actor, Michael Keaton was also a stand-up comedian.
Bazooka Joe Bubblegum. Now, I'm sorry. I don't care if you're the president of a corporation. You can be Alexander Haig, and you can't not read these. You can't throw this. It's something you just don't do this. You just don't put Bazooka Joe in your mouth and throw the thing away. No one in the world does it. You can go, AWACS? Yeah, I say we send them. Just a minute here. You can't do it. You can't put it down. Hey, here it is. And I'll just read it to you. Now, you might not laugh, but I think this is very funny. He says, Bazooka Joe has a clock in his hand, And Tubby says, "What are you doing, Bazooka Joe?" And he says, "I'm throwing a clock out the window." And he says, "Why?" And Bazooka Joe says, "I wanted to see time fly." Okay? All right, now wait a minute. Okay, now wait a minute. Tubby says to him, "Time, Bazooka Joe? It's a rather ethereal subject, isn't it?" And Bazooka Joe says, well, it depends on how one views time. I mean, if you see time traveling in a horizontal line to infinity, well, then yes, I guess it is. But outside of that, people see it broken up in segments. And then Tubby comes back with, I think, something pretty clever. Tubby comes back and says, yes, but wasn't it Eugene O'Neill who said, "Weary am I of the tumult, sick of the madding crowd, longing for far sea places where the soul may think aloud." And then Bazooka Joe looks at him and goes, "Hey, sorry I f***ing asked, okay?"
That's my brother's bar.
Are you sure? You think
He's from Pittsburgh, Michael Keaton.
Yeah, but you think that's? I don't think. Did your brother have a comedy part or whatever to the bar?
Yeah, my brother had a comedy bar underneath our other bar.
Oh,
underneath the bar is my brother's comedy bar.
Oh,
now it looked like that's exactly what our bar looked like underneath. That ain't it.
You would remember if you had Michael Keaton.
Yeah, I would remember if we had Michael Keaton.
Absolutely, even before he was famous, because because you guys got Mr. Rogers and everything over there, and everything over there. I mean, over in Pittsburgh, other than just Kurt Angle and everything. But yeah, what do you think of that, there, John?
I don't think he was very funny.
That's pretty good.
But Michael Keaton, yeah, he's from Castle Shannon. He's from 10 minutes where we live.
Okay. No, I think he still has a place in Pittsburgh, I think, but he also stays in Los Angeles, I believe. So because he's because he's a mega star now again, like he used to be. I tell you, that guy's done everything. But anyway, yeah, I decided to share that with you. Michael Keaton being a stand-up comedian. That's kind of something you don't often.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
So I wasn't in out too.
So, what was I going to say? anything been going on lately in the news or anything? Because I have a short story to tell you guys. If what's anybody else responds? Anything going on? Nothing else? Okay, perfect. Well, I had a friend. Well, she's still my friend, but it's a weird situation because and I hate to bring up old Neil Carlson, but he was the one that he did the report about this here last week. A friend of mine decided it'd be fun to take have the cops chase her from Middle River all the way to almost Plumber last week. I don't know if you heard about that, John, or not, but I don't get why it happened. I don't understand.
So I don't get it.
Okay, so a friend of mine that I've known for a long time, like she graduated with my brother, like back in 2005. She got in trouble for speeding. Now I don't know if she was speeding because she was just speeding, or if she was speeding because the cop wanted to pull her over. I don't know what triggered that. But as far as I was told, it happened locally around Middle River, and went until through Thief River, all the way to Plumber, and then they eventually spiked the car, spiked the tires, and did what they needed to do, and she wouldn't get out of the car. She gave a fake name. Her son wasn't with her at all, but I was just, it was just a weird situation, and I just don't understand, like, well, first of all, it's like I don't understand why is it that some of the friends that I've had in my past or whatever all of a sudden have all become jailbirds all of a sudden, or they've been to jail once or twice or whatever in their life, or they've done something stupid, like that made them a news story and not a positive news story.
Because they're your friends.
Yeah, but I don't do any of that shit. I don't do any of that shit. I say pretty. My nose is pretty clean. We'll say, but I don't understand like why. I'm sure we all have friends like that. Everybody does, but it's like I never thought I'd have that many friends that all of a sudden most of them have been served time or done something so stupid where, they're famous but not for anything positive. I just don't get it. So I don't know. John, as a news guy, I'm sure, do you guys report stuff like this here and there, or do you not talk about stuff like this at all on your shows or whatever?
I'll talk about it if it's on main, as far as our local news goes, like the KFGOs, the North Dakota News, Minnesota News. I don't do anything with him. In fact, like I said, I think he's probably blocked me because I don't get him anymore. Sure. But that's okay because I don't ever report anything that's not right, and so he tends to once in a while.
Yeah, I know that of course you guys have your little your little kerfuffle and everything, of course, but it's like I don't know. I don't understand. Well, going back to my friend, I don't understand why she thought it'd be a good idea to do this. I don't get it. I'm just totally confused.
You can't think for other people. There had to have been something. Was there something more to it? It would have been a
He must have been on something at the time, or
well, she's been
or was there something in the car you were afraid to get caught with?
That hasn't been said at all. All that.
Now you're going to get fleeing and everything else.
And then the fact that she tried to give a fake name and everything too. I just couldn't believe that. I just like, why would you give a fake name?
Does she have a past record?
As far as I know, no. I mean, she's always been pretty she's done drugs before. She's done stuff in the past that I know of, but it doesn't mean
anything.
No, but I mean,
has she ever been in trouble with the law before?
As far as I know,
she wasn't on probation. Well, for dumb, yeah, that's dumb. Everybody deserves a second chance.
Well, she got a hold of me a couple weeks ago and told me she was in the area and everything, and that she'd like to come see me and everything. I said, okay, sure. Let's do it, because I kind of had a crush on her anyway for a long time, and then all of a sudden this is what on my day that I'm working, because she has family in the area and everything and all that, and I'm just like, I don't know, I don't know what would trigger that. It's so confusing to me, because it's just like what the fuck is wrong with people? I mean, I get it, sometimes things happen or whatever, but it's like, what's going on? I mean, she lived in the she lived in Washington for a while. You know, she lived there for about 10 years or so. Had a kid. You know.
Eric says he's trying to get in. He tapped the 3 dots and nothing.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I told him to
Mama
use
T.
Chrome. Oh, what's going on, Mama T?
Oh no, she's joining us too.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, Eric, all you gotta do is just use your Chrome, or do whatever you've done before, because I don't know why you're getting Safari messages or whatever. I don't have control over your phone, so I don't know what to tell you. You know,
how's everybody tonight? I got $1.
Oh yeah, our comments too. Let's see. Oh well, chapter 3 does nothing.
Oh yeah, I'm here. Well, I tapped the 3 dots and nothing.
Yeah, tap the 3 dots and nothing. Yeah, I forget that we can do that
Uncle
with comments.
Sean.
Yeah, who is
Pamela S.I.
Oh, is that Mom? That's my mom, huh?
I just
My
realized this is the first time I think
here?
ever on this show without a hoodie.
Oh yeah, you're actually well dressed. You're actually like like we're ready to do a farmer or like a flannel corner with with John Roberts.
I got my work clothes on.
You can give us some hardware tips or something or whatever, you know.
Yeah.
Well, in a little while, our good or my good friend Alan Neff will be coming on here, and yeah, it should be a lot of fun. I can't wait for you guys to get a chance to meet him, because even Mad Dog, I don't think you weren't even on at that time. You were, as far as I remember.
No, I think I started the week after that.
Possibly, yeah. If I go back and look or whatever.
Waterboy was off the air when I come on.
Yeah, and that that's the thing about that. I wish that would have worked out. Sam's original idea as far as bringing some of his guys in, because it could have been a whole different show.
I think that's why I come on, because he quit. I think that's why he asked me on. I'm not sure.
Well, you said you really enjoyed, you liked what we were doing, so then you wanted to participate. So
yeah,
and I was just like, well, hey, come on down. We'll take you. I mean, because you like us, because we do stuff like this.
I'll be on the throne if you need me. iPhone and iced tea, I'll sit here all day. I could smell this carpet before I even downloaded the picture. You mind leaning to the right a little bit so I can wash my hands? Hey, little mama, let me whisper in your ear. I need to cut your ear hair. The family that sprays together stays together. Excuse me, sir, I didn't mean to look, but you might want to get that hemorrhoid checked out. Anybody up for a little poosball action today? That's pretty cool. At this restaurant, you can write your name on the wall before you leave. Well, I'll stand up anyway, so this ain't really a design fail. Who do they think's sitting here, and what do they think's going there? Ring, ring. Yellow, good enough construction. Hey, it's Matthew. Let me finish this up. I'll give you a call back. Just wanted to tell you I really like your new tennis shoes. Well, I appreciate that. Hey, y'all want to play some musical chairs while we're sitting here? Hey, now we got toilets for everybody. Hey, I got stage fright. You want to play catch for a little bit? Or are you planning on throwing in catches? I don't know. Mr. Matthew, where were you on the night of August 2nd? I was down there playing a little bit of... Throw some gas pumps out front and call it a day. Gonna do a gainer. I was scared that I'd fall, and then I got a splinter doing a cannonball. Ethel, if you wanted a perfect circle, you should have built an igloo. You ain't got no money, but you wanted a switch. I installed it on a handrail, and all you've done is be... So how fast would you like the hot water to get to the shower? I want it made in the shower. Matthew, this is amazing. I like it grew there. That's why I always come in third of this place. You number one in my book, Tweeter Tot. It may not always be 90 degrees, but it's gonna be some degrees. Somebody's here. What kind of shoes they got on? I can't tell. The window's too small. Oh, no. Wait a minute. Let me look out the other door. Stop. What you gonna do when you get here is fly through the door and do a long jump or hang a right and fall down the stairs. Hey, let me get a Snicker bar. What? I can't hear you. Speak up. Snicker bar. We had a Snicker bar. Throw me a Kit Kat. We had a Kit Kat. You better stop when you get to that speed stop, or you gonna stop. Matthew, fall out that door and check the mail right quick. That's how we introduce Mama T coming back, with some hillbilly
Mama T,
video.
what's up, girl?
If I had some sound effects, I'd play some sound effects. Or maybe just have you do it, I guess.
That's pretty good.
So where the hell were you?
I thought that really was. I was like, hey, can we do that kind of stuff?
So where the hell were you last week?
I know. It's like, how did you choreograph that so good?
Yeah, no notes,
I have not slept
email,
at my own
nothing.
house. I haven't slept at my own house in almost 3 weeks now. Like I've been over here trying to give these boys a sense of normalcy, like cooking and cleaning and generally being there.
Eric said he hit your given link and it popped up entertaining studio for a split second, and then it takes me to Steam Yard and it asks him for money. It's not a hold up.
I have no idea what's going on. He just needs to figure it out.
Hit the 3 dots in the middle.
He did. It didn't work.
Well, I don't know what to tell you. I mean, it's like I said, I'm not there to help you. I mean, I'm there to help, but I mean, what am I supposed to do? I gave you the link and everything. You know, you had no problem.
I couldn't even get my computer to work at first. I brought my laptop over here, and see, I'm just been not thinking about podcasts at all because I'm on my season break right now. So I was like, it's a perfect time for season break, so I can,
Yeah, it sounds like you got some
tonight.
You got some good guests coming up. I see. Looks like you and Dennis agreed on a date or whatever. It looks like.
Oh yeah. We've got.
Yeah.
I was going to grab my calendar. Dennis McNulty. He is cool. He's cool shit, man.
Absolutely.
He's traveled with everybody. He's like blowing up my email with pictures of everybody that he's traveled with, and it's just crazy.
All that I will ask of you, and it's just a simple request: just treat him good. Just treat him good. Treat him with as much love and respect as you can. That guy is a living legend, as far as I'm concerned.
I know. And I got Taco too. Did you see that?
Like my big cock.
I know. Oh, yummy.
Thanks, Taco Velasquez. I've got Tom Neely coming up. But yeah, Dennis has been with Del Shannon, the Drifters, Benny King. Like, it's just crazy.
Yeah. That's why I'm glad that he came on the show here beforehand, because it's been a few years since we chatted, and I've always wanted to do another interview with him, and now we had our chance, so it was good. So hopefully I know he'll give you a good interview. It's just a time change thing that's kind of fucked up a little bit, just because of it's whatever you guys decide to do, and then it's like you got to figure out the time and whatever. But it wasn't so hard for us, so. But good to see you back anyway. Springtime's in the air, and Al should be coming up here pretty soon. He said he's going to get here about 5:40, and then we have Eric Edwards. And next week we'll be joined by the original drummer for the Greg Kinn Band, Larry Lynch, and that should be exciting. And I think Mark Christian might be coming back too, because he's done some stuff with him, I guess. Supposedly, so we'll see if he pops on next week. And then in 2 weeks we got the return of Gina Coleman from Misty Blues. She was on here last year with Early Times from Satellite Radio, from Sirius, from Bluesville.
How are you getting all these musicians?
How do you think? How do you think? I mean, I just ask, and they say yay or they say nay. And they remember me. I told you a long time ago, and I'm not trying to toot a horn or anything, but a lot of people know me. A lot of people remember me. I have a lot of friends too. I'm just like Bob. I know a lot of people, but it's like they all are far away, or else
I can say, Frankie, you are pretty unforgettable.
Unforgettable.
Oh, and here we go. Here we go. Another round. You are. Oh,
in every way.
No, see, it's not the fact that I'm unforgettable. It's just the fact that people like me. That's why they come back. I gave a good presence, and even you guys gave a good presence.
You have a really long left arm, Frankie.
Sorry.
Frankie, do you have a really long left arm?
No.
You can pat yourself on the back.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I give myself my own reach around for crying out loud. I tell you.
Hey, nothing wrong with that, buddy.
Oh yeah, that is okay. I forgot what show we were on for a second. I don't think you can say that. Oh yeah, you can say that.
You can say whatever the hell you want there. You know.
I
Just
guess
so
you
we
would have
guests.
to, wouldn't you?
Be nice. Yeah. Well, whatever. How was your? Did you?
Always
do
nice.
anything for? Did you do anything for Valentine's Day then at all, or Mama T? Because we haven't seen you since around that time. Or before then. Couple
went to
weeks
a
anyway.
funeral.
It's been. Oh, and that was on Valentine's Day, the funeral. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
so no,
okay.
we're not going to have a very good Valentine's Day for quite a few years.
Or a good summer or anything, or a good
But,
end
you
of
know,
July,
it is what it
beginning of
is.
August. Yeah, no kidding. No kidding.
Yep.
Anyway,
Yep.
no, that's all right. That's all right. Other than all that, I mean, everything's going good. How's the dogs doing? Because I'm guessing they're at Rick's too, or they're following you over there.
What's
or
that?
Your dogs that you have, your big dog and your
One
little
of
dog.
them. Yeah, I go home a few hours every day or every other day and go hang out with Bonnie. But
Clyde.
Rick here has been holding poor Nova hostage. Every time I try to go home, he says, "Oh, you can just leave her here. That way they know I'm coming back."
He probably feeds her like pork chops or whatever, probably.
Oh, she gets fed well over here. Yeah.
Tomorrow I gotta work from 8 in the morning till 12 at night.
You.
I gotta bodyguard some country lady. I don't know, some country rock band lady. I don't even know her name.
You don't know her name?
No.
She coming on doing a tour in your area?
She's doing 2 shows tomorrow, but somebody don't like her too much, so they're worried about her. Whoever it is showing up.
Well, just get your wrestling gear on if anybody tries to do anything. Get all.
Yeah, I'm gonna wear my my vanilla, my yellow tights.
Get your Hulk Hogan, Hulkamania spirit going. Drink your
yellow
tights. Drink your real American beer and everything.
Yeah, get those yellow tights. You get those yellow tights on. That'll scare all the stalkers away.
$400 a day, man. I don't care.
Yeah, well, that's good. At least they're paying you well.
Yeah.
Jeez, $400 for one day. Wow.
Yeah, that's a lot of time. Though 8:30 in the morning. The show don't start till 9 at night. The first one's 7. So it goes from 7 to 9:30. I'm sorry, and then the second one's from 10 to like 12. It's terrible.
Oh, you get to jam out. She'll probably give you a guitar, and you guys.
It's only a 2,500 seat place, but
yeah. Hey, I'm envious of that. I mean, I'm a security guard. I secure nobody. Well, other than the customers, but it's pretty much the same old people all the time, though.
It's just standing all day. I just can't do that anymore.
They don't let you sit.
Well, I'll probably sit the better half of the morning and that, but when it starts, I have to stand stage side, like looking at everybody, making sure we ain't got somebody getting up ready to charge the stage. You know what I mean?
Oh boy!
And I'm not allowed to get seen by the crowd. So if I can see the crowd, they say they can see me. Well, how am I supposed to do that? I ain't. I'm a pretty big guy. I ain't no fucking Houdini.
Well, you can try to learn some magic.
I'll go up in the catwalk, which is pretty cool, so I can hang out over the stage. But the only problem is getting down when they try to. Time they get to the stage, she'll be dead time I get down out of that catwalk. But I got 4 other guys on stage with me, so I can radio them ahead of time. We got headsets in,
Wow, so you're like FBI almost, like, jeez.
Oh yeah, it's neat. We got headgear on, man. I can say, hey, there's a creep 3 rows in, tattoos on his head, or whatever,
And it says Mad Dog right on his head.
Yeah, I'll take a crap right off. I'll shit right off the catwalk right on him.
Make sure you had chili the night before or something.
That's gross.
well, it's definitely not pleasant, that's for sure. But anyway, so that's cool though that you get to do all that stuff. I'm definitely I am definitely jealous of you. That's for sure.
Let me see if I can pull her name up real quick, because I think I can do both. Yeah, I can do that. Hold on. I'll tell you her name right now. I never personally have heard of her, but Ian's might have. Hold on. Let me see.
Yeah, because I follow a lot of country acts too. So we got
Events.
Pam Tillits, and Lori
Her
Horton.
name is Joss Joss Stone.
Okay.
That's her name. It's a she. And the tour is called Less is More Tour. JOSS, Joss Stone. Have you ever heard of her?
Okay. No, I don't think so. Maybe she's a new
very
artist
pretty.
or something.
I mean, she's a pretty girl.
Yeah. Okay.
You can look her up, see if you know who she is. Maybe if you look her up. No, I still got. I did that without losing you guys. That's pretty. I'm getting good at this stuff, guys.
She's
37
Remember the
first couple weeks I couldn't even get on.
She's 37 years old, born April 11th, 1987, and she's married.
Oh, did you pull her up already?
Yeah, she's from the United Kingdom.
Oh yeah.
So she's a UK country artist.
She has no hits. What's her hit? She has any hits on?
Let me go back and check.
I wonder how. I mean, I never heard of her, to tell you the truth. But
it's like she has some early
Did you say Joss Stone?
Yeah.
Joss Stone, yeah.
Right to be
Yeah,
wrong,
she's actually pretty
Whatever,
famous.
Preacher Man. You
I
had
never
me.
heard of her.
Never Forget My Love, Super Duper Love, Miracle Worker, and Tell Me What We're going to do.
I'll tell you what we're going to do tomorrow morning, pal. You better have lunch for me and everything.
Oh, we'll feed you sub sandwiches over here.
Yeah, I guarantee you what I'm going to get. Nothing like I did last time. I did that for damn what's his name, Gibbons. That guy didn't even give me a sandwich.
Jeez.
He wouldn't even talk to me.
So you were like
Billy Gibbons didn't?
No,
You and him were together by just
they were
each other.
smoking weed out by the bus. Didn't even offer me a toke, motherfucker. I had to bring my own shit.
Jesus, that's crazy. That is crazy.
What an asshole! He was nice to me.
Yeah, you figured that he'd be a legendary figure. You figured he'd be a nice guy, But
You think he'd buy me a hamburger or something,
You figure he'd actually.
Most of those guys are nice radio guys.
I don't know. I mean, it's surprising. Sometimes they say don't. Sometimes they say don't meet your heroes, but at least in tonight's interview with Al, we'll definitely. I can definitely say I met one of my heroes anyway.
I don't know too much about these guys, so I'm gonna just follow your leads. So
that's fine. That's fine. Well, Eric Edwards, you should know. I mean, he was in Problem Child 1 and 2, and freaking Senior Trip, National Lampoon Senior Trip. That was a good movie that he was in. Sergeant Bilko. He was a bigger guy at the time. He lost a lot of weight, so he don't look like how he did back when he was young. He lost a lot of weight, so probably a good 150 pounds or so, maybe 200 pounds.
Like me, I lost 140 and put 20 on.
Yeah, but I mean, it's just the way it goes there.
I'm gonna run and get my coffee real quick. It's done. I just gotta go get it. I'll be
Sounds
right back.
good. Sounds good. We're just waiting for Al here, so
Okay, I got a couple seconds. It's just right outside my door here.
That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. We got you. Well, anyway, it's just nice that the weather has gotten nice around here. I mean, I'm sure that's good for you there, Mama T. It feels a little bit nicer outside. You're not. Well, you're probably nice and warm where you're at anyway. Probably. Huh? Of course, she's not hearing me now. All right. Looks like our guest is here. Our guest number 1, Al NEFF, the legendary Al NEFF.
Hello there.
Hey, what's going on, Al? How you doing?
I'm good. The only thing is I can't see myself. Is that normal?
You should be able to. I put you on the main, be able to. I put you on the main stage there, so you should be able to pretty easily.
I can see you, but I can see your other people, but I'm not seeing myself. But you know, but if that's just my problem, no big deal. If you can see me, that's fine.
Oh, let's see. How about that? Does that make a difference at all? Because
no,
I
see my name. But
Okay.
I just see a black screen.
Okay, well, I mean, that's weird. Maybe StreamYard's acting up a little bit tonight because one guy part of our crew couldn't get in at all, so give him like error messages or something. But yeah, you got in anyway,
Well,
so we.
If you can hear me, that's all that matters. It's probably better for me that I'm not distracted with having to look at myself.
Well, we see you. I see you, so that's good enough. I mean, it's all good.
Better
So
off not seeing us, maybe.
yeah. So how you been, Al? It's good to have you back on the show. Oh.
Well, you know, how have I been? That's a big question. It's been a while since I've seen you. I'm trying to get a full screen. Do you have any advice for me?
To do full screen? Yeah.
Yeah.
If you see the main video here, the main of us, there's on the left hand or right hand side, the bottom corner there should be a square. Just press the square, that'll get you full screen.
Huh. I'm not seeing it.
There should be. I mean, maybe what type of phone do you got?
Should say stage.
Yeah, I have an iPhone 7.
There's your problem right there.
I've started to get alerts that my operating system is not sufficient for some of the apps that I've been uploaded. So that may be our problem.
Okay, yeah, because you're kind of skipping it a little bit. But then I hear some audio. Do you have a TV on or anything, or any audio in the background?
No, I'm hearing that, but I'm in a completely silent room.
Okay. Hey, Mama T, can you tell those guys? Can you tell them to turn their audio off or mute it? Because I'm hearing their audio. If you have a TV on, I'm hearing the audio, or somebody's audio anyway, and nobody else.
Oh, that must be. Yeah, I think I would probably have to go in the house unless I can figure out where the.
Yeah, I'm just gonna mute you until you get it figured out. See if that even does. Okay, it might not even be. Okay, maybe that's not even him. Hold on.
It wasn't me.
Well, I'm gonna figure out who it is here. Okay, so that's not John there.
No.
Still hearing something.
Yeah, but it has to be you, Mama T. Yeah, so now we don't hear nothing though.
Yeah, she silenced it. Now we don't hear nothing.
Now it's good. How about now?
Yeah, it's fine now.
We're all good.
Well, maybe it was needed.
All right. Well, anyway. Well, welcome to Renegade Radio. Welcome back to Renegade Radio. There, Al. This time you're amongst more friends than you were the last time because, as you know, the show has grown a little bit, and I don't know how much you paid attention to what I've been up to, but it's been growing a little bit here and there, and we've had a lot of good guests and stuff since your first appearance, and I thought, well, it'd be great to have you come back because there's some people that there's at least one person that I want you to meet that you didn't get to meet before, and that's John Roberts, who is one of my crew members, and he is also a known radio guy / video podcaster in our area up here in the northern Minnesota. So I thought it'd be great for you guys to interact a little bit and get to know each other and tell your story of kind of like what of who you are and why you do what you do and everything like that. So Al, who are you?
Well, I'm at least a couple of people. Musically, I specialize in what most people would call classic rock, but I take that to a different level, a much deeper level. With the station that I program, we call it album rock. We have a rotating catalog of over 4,000 songs. But I'm also, I would say I'm a teacher. I'm an educator, and I was a college professor for quite some time. So I try to bring some of that into the programming I do, and particularly with my series Into the Music, which is where I kind of become the rock and roll professor. So if you want to know anything about Led Zeppelin, I'm probably your guy.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
Cool.
Same could be said for Hank Williams or Merle Haggard or Miles Davis. You know, it's not just classic rock.
That's right. That's right. Al and I go way back. You know, we go back to the early days of the early 2000s, going back to the days when I was a student over at Northland, and when we were get the discs, or like the hit discs or program discs or whatever for it basically the programs of the week or whatever that they would play, and yeah, Al was one of those guys that submitted his program to Pioneer 941, and when I first started hearing the Into Music show, I didn't really know what to say at first, because I was just like so blown away by this guy's voice, and I just like, who is this guy? You know, and so it's just like it was always kind of triggering to me to wonder, who is this guy, because at the time the internet was still kind of new or whatever, and so you couldn't really, it's you had access to some sites or whatever, but it was still kind of limited to what you had, compared to now, where you can just look up pretty much anything and you'll get the info pretty quickly now. But once I discovered who Al was, and realized that once again, the voice doesn't match the person who I thought who he was, or who I would have thought he was anyway. But then once I got to know him and got to finally meet him, in South Dakota when I was living in Rapid City, and then when we became friends, and he's helped me with little projects and stuff like that. I've always been a fan. I've always he's always been one of my personal heroes, because he's somebody that he gets me. Very few people ever get me. And if you get me, and if you have gotten me, then you know more about me than maybe that you should know, probably. But as long as it's all good, I guess it doesn't matter. But Al is one of those guys that he figured me out, and he figured out what I'm about, and he's never been
Frankie. And I want to go back to what you said about I might not have looked as you would have imagined, but that's hard for anyone to imagine what someone's going to look like based on their voice. I was in radio for more than 20 years before I was able to come up with something that I thought was pretty cool to say if I were to meet someone that says, "You don't look like you sound." And so now if I meet a person like that, I say, "Well, you don't sound like you listen."
I mean, that's true. That's true.
Or you got a face for radio. That's the thing you hear all the time when you got someone on radio.
I hate when people say that. That's like the most disrespectful thing to say to somebody.
I know people on radio hate that. I know that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I have people that claim that they've met me before, they know me, and then realize they just know me because of my voice. And that happens a lot. I know you from somewhere. And it's like, well, maybe from my job, and then a lot of times they're shocked when they go, "Oh, that's you?" And that's the thing about radio. They envision something else, Oh, you? Oh, you're him?
But then it's a little bit different now because of Facebook. So the station that I program has a very active Facebook page, and I forget about that, because when I'm doing radio, I'm just thinking of radio. And when I went into radio, I thought I could sort of maintain my anonymity. But now with Facebook, my picture is out there a lot. So I'll be at the post office or something, and people say, "Hey, you're Al Neff." And I'm like, "Yeah, you're right. How do you know that?" And I just don't think of the visual component that radio has become.
Yeah.
And even what we're doing right now, with the screen, it's still it puts me into foreign territory. I sort of like speaking into the void, not being seen and not really being able to see the audience. But for some people, like for a lot of musicians that I've had as my guests, they love to be in front of thousands of people. I personally would rather hide away.
Yeah, you've had some really good guests on your show too, and for the GOAT, the deep track station, I like to call it, because that's what it is. It's pretty much a deep track station, and there's very few of those around. But I tell you what, I would hope that you would get thousands upon millions of viewers every day, because it's like, this is what people should be listening to. Everything, rather than just what we tell you you're supposed to listen to.
Well, I second that, Frankie. So
Yeah.
far, so good. We continue to, as we put it, grow the herd, the goat herd. And so tell them you heard it on the goat, and then we grow the herd. My little
That's
play on
right. That's right. That's right. That's right. So the thing about it, it's like, we've had you on the show before, and I remember you were telling us about your trip you were going overseas or something, and what was it, to Ireland or Scotland or something, or England or somewhere where you went, and you told us a really interesting story, and I forget kind of, more, I forget what we talked about at that point, but I figured to have you come on, to tell your story, because, when I tell you that you're one of my heroes, I don't just mean that just to get you to smile or whatever. I don't have a whole lot of heroes, and the reason why that I call you a hero of mine is because you're somebody that I have always talked about when people have interviewed me, and they always ask, like, who inspired you, to be creative and everything, and I say, well, Alan Neff was one of those guys that inspired me, and even though we only met once.
I feel like Wind Beneath My Wings should be playing in the background.
The Gary Morris
Did
version.
you ever know
The
that you're
Gary
my
Morris
hero?
version, not Bette Midler.
Well, it's there's a kind of a mutual admiration going on here too, Frankie, because you stuck with it. I met you when you literally were just a kid, well more than 10 years ago. You've stuck with it all that time. You've never given up, and you found ways to enhance the kind of programming that you want to do, and added team members into your vision. So, in my mind, what you're doing is as difficult, or maybe more difficult, than what I do. In both cases, it takes a lot of dedication and commitment.
Yeah, especially when people are doing this for free. At least you
Sure.
can pay your people. At least I can't. I can't even pay anybody. I mean, I could,
Now,
but then I'd be
let's
broke.
clarify this. Now, I'm a one-man show. They do pay me a little bit. I basically do it single-handedly, although I do have technology on my side. But basically, what I do is a one-man show, and I don't really pay myself. But I will. I'm going to show this off, though. Can you see my coffee cup? I have my face on a coffee cup. I think I've made it. It's not a trading card. I'm on a coffee cup. Yeah.
Hey, you made it when you're on a coffee cup. Damn right.
That's right. I
Next
still have
step
I
is
was on a
getting
billboard.
Funko Pop.
Yeah, I was
Gotta
on a
get yourself a
billboard
Funko
one
Pop.
time.
I was
like
on a
most
milk
people.
carton, but they found me.
On the wanted side, or what?
Well, anyway, and that's what I like about you, Al, because you're always one of those guys that have always been so good to me, maybe too good to me sometimes, because it's like I have a lot of people that give me that constructive criticism, about things that I've done in the past, and how you should never do anything for free. You should always do it for money, and never put yourself out there, in spots that make you feel like you shouldn't. But the thing about with me is, and this show is, like, I've had this vision for a long time, and I wouldn't have had this vision had it not been for the road that that I've traveled, and it's been a harder road to try to get myself out there in the radio world, because nobody wants to give a guy like me a chance. So I kind of just said, this is my personal middle finger to those who have told me no. So that's why Renegade Radio even exists. That's pretty much the vision that I've had, and then it just became a fun show, since that time. It's done more than I thought, anyway.
And there's nothing wrong with
what?
having a straight job. Almost everybody in radio, almost everybody has had jobs that didn't involve radio, and the same is true with musicians. Being able to cook is a great idea, because then you can work at a restaurant and get free food, and it teaches you to live within your means. I'm just fine with that, and I'm okay with driving a used car. I know that what I do is good, and people appreciate it. That's the point.
Absolutely, John. What were you
Another
going to
thing
say?
too, I keep telling Frankie that radio isn't what it was when I started in the early '80s. Everything is so huge now. Everything's syndicated. I had I worked for iHeart in that huge mess for 21 years. And I had 2 #1 shows in a city area of 50,000+ people. And I still lost my job to corporate cuts. And they didn't, after 21 years, the people that fired me didn't even know my name, and now everything's syndicated, there's nothing local anymore. So there's not the radio jobs available like there used to be. And it's way harder to get into the business now. With our 5 radio stations in the one building, at one time we had probably a dozen full-time on-air personalities. Now there's 2. That's it. The few that are left are part-timers. It's just changed so much. Everybody's podcasting out of their basement now.
What I tell young people now, I used to have a joke when I was actually a professor. I taught classes in radio. And when it was usually young men who would ask me, Professor Neff, if I want to succeed in radio, what's your advice? And I say, don't get a girl pregnant. That's number 1, right? Don't strap yourself to a house payment and a fixed location. Be able to move and shift, keep your overhead low. But now I also add to that, find a way to expand your skill sets to wear different hats. Be willing to do some sales. Get yourself only one step away from the money, and then you might have a fighting chance of being able to survive in this industry. And that's just the cold hard truth. But if you can do that, then you still can have that microphone and be the creative person that you want to be, as long as you can attach it to reality.
Is that kind of your secret to your own success, or what keeps you so relevant, and why do you still at your age now, when you could probably retire and be done, why do you still do what you do? Why do you still do what you do? Obviously, I'm sure because of money, but why do you do what you do?
Oh, I mean, money is a very, very small part. I mean, it keeps me going. But if money was important to me, I certainly wouldn't be doing radio.
Yeah.
What's important to me, particularly right now in my career, is that I have a very privileged situation, John, that is almost the opposite of what you experienced. I work for a family-owned business, and I basically, it's not that I'm going to say I get to do whatever I want to do, but they know that I know what I'm doing, so they let me do that. And we have a group of 6 stations. The building is actually called the Red House That Rocks. It was built by the founder of our company back in 1962 on the edge of a swamp. I mean, it's really rustically beautiful. And I would invite you to come down and take the tour. It's one of very, very few stations in the country left like that. And they allow me to program this station that is extremely rare. And I feel quite privileged that I get a chance to do that. I lucked out.
So do you
with
think,
me?
Oh, go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say quickly with me.
Go ahead.
I grew up long hair, earrings. I played bass. I sang in rock bands and played, and I was music, this and that and this. And when it came time, I went to school for radio and television. It was hard back then to get accepted. I think it was 12 a semester. I only had 5 days vacation from the time I graduated high school till I went right back to school. Got hired the day I graduated from radio and television to a country radio station I didn't know shit about. Worked a lot of radio, AM, which you go 40 years deep into your career and you start thinking back, because I worked at some pretty big stations, but the small town AM stuff was probably the best. I mean, it was so much fun, so little pressure. Fast forward, next thing you know, I'm at a classic rock station, AOR Rock. We're one of the top stations in the country, and it's just almost too crazy. And then everything just changed. It just kind of changed. Social media, podcasts, all that crap. But I mean, we all know that. But gosh, back then, people relied on radio. Where I lived, we'd take snowmobile to work during blizzards because somebody had to let the people know what the hell was going on. And now I can go on vacation for 3 weeks and you wouldn't know it 2 weeks into my shows. I'm not even there. I'm halfway across the world, but it sounds like I'm sitting there. You know,
Sure.
It's just changed so much.
Well, and for good and for bad, because in our young lives we were tethered to that microphone and those buttons, and now we have, through the technology, the freedom to disengage for a few days, and that's really nice. But I do miss that sensation of being there in the moment with the audience, to experience the music at the same time that the audiences experience it, and take a call, and even put on an announcement for a lost dog or something like that, where you might feel that you can really help someone. I missed talking about lost dogs on the air, because every once in a while you put it out there and somebody finds the dog.
I used to
that's radio days
call
gone by.
live bingo.
Yeah,
I used to do live radio bingo, blackout bingo.
Oh, really?
I had the ball in my studio, and I would call numbers, and people would get their bingo cards at the local grocery store. We used to do obituaries. We did, the sale and for buy and sell and all of this stuff, the grain markets. And then the next thing you know, I'm in the studio with Ted Nugent, and how things change, Yeah, it's been quite the
I
ride,
remember
but it's changed.
pork bellies and slaughter lambs, whatever
Oh,
the hell
yeah.
that is. It sounds terrible, but yeah,
mostly wheat and grains, and yep.
And who can forget the school lunch menus, every day, oh, this is what we have for lunch and breakfast. Or,
Who can't forget the
And the
beach
church
season?
menus.
Yeah.
And what was that last part? Mama T, what was
Church
that last
menus,
part?
and then you got the what else was
Lewis
it?
is up here.
Price of pork or something. What the heck was all that?
That's probably the stocks, probably.
The farm reports.
Or
yeah,
when the beets were ripe.
Up around here,
boy,
yeah.
When you were
Sugar
announcing
content.
someone's birthday, you got the pronunciation wrong, you're going to hear from their family. That became very important, and it's a good lesson to learn.
Oh, yeah.
You find out how to say someone's name, whether it's a birthday or an obituary. You learn how to say the name before you put it on the air.
See,
It's a good lesson in life.
I'm a sports announcer. I announce hockey on the radio, and I'm a racetrack announcer. I work at various racetracks. That's the first thing I do is I meet the coaches of each team before a game, and I go through the roster and I spell their names phonetically. Because up here we got Polacks and Germans and Ruskies and French Canadians and a lot of Scandinavians and Munganesians and all of these different people. And just to get their names right, nobody wants, when you hear your kid's name or your grandkid's name on the radio or your favorite race car driver, nobody wants to hear you butcher it. So that's big, and I get that.
It's important on a very human level. And I remember hearing, remember Joe Garagiola of our generation, and he was a star athlete, and then he became a big-time sports announcer, and then he started hosting a game show toward the end of his career. And he was being interviewed one time, and they said, how do you feel about doing game shows now? As if that were a step down. Now, I don't do a game show, but he said, the woman that's on my show, she has probably the two biggest days of her life are the day she got married and then the days that her children were born. And then the next is being on my show. And I want that to be good for her. It's really important to me. It's important to her. And I'm lucky in my world right now. I welcome a guest onto my show, onto my station. I do a 2-hour show every Saturday from noon until 2, where I invite someone from the audience, or they write a letter, write a little letter and send it to your local DJ. And I have someone that may have always wanted to be on the radio, and they finally have the chance to join me. Or I have people that want to pay tribute to their brother who has passed on, or their mom, or it could be anything. And it's very important to me that they know that it is important to me, so that I make it important for them. It's a great honor to be able to do that.
Did you guys know the legendary Mike Lang, announcer of the Pittsburgh Penguins? John, did you know him?
Yeah.
John, did you know him?
Who?
I don't know
Mike Lang,
the name.
He was the announcer of the Penguins.
I've heard of him.
Yeah, he passed away this week. They had a big thing about him this week. He was one of the ones. He used to scream scratch your back with a hacksaw and all this funny stuff when they score a goal, or anytime, when Sidney would score, he'd have some kind of funny saying, and he was a legendary announcer.
I mean, we're in hockey land up here. So right now on the North Dakota side of the river, the state tournament is this coming weekend. And on the Minnesota side, the section championships are being played this week, and their state tournament will be the next week. Back in the day, Minnesota State High School Hockey Tournament, there was only one bigger high school tournament of any sport in the United States, and that was Texas football. That tells you how big hockey is up here. That's the second biggest tournament in the country. And that's talking football, track, basketball, hockey, whatever, soccer. So, yeah, hockey up here is crazy right now, and I got lucky. My season ended. I was done for the year. My contract was filled last week, so now I can just sit and watch it and not have to think about working it.
Yeah, well, that's something. That's for sure. You must have froze up or whatever, huh? Looks like your phone's freezing up.
Give me 1 second.
Yeah, that's fine.
When my hockey.
Yeah.
I was amazed.
He's freezing up. You can't hear him.
Yeah.
I'll move.
Yeah, but that Mike Lang, he was a big blues guy. He said he helped blues so much that it was ridiculous. So, I mean, like for Pittsburgh, the blues, he supported it so much, not only with his time and his money, he opened up a blues restaurant just to keep it going here.
Oh, wow. Well,
yeah, Mike
cool,
Lang,
man.
he was really into the blues.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome to know.
Yeah, he's real big with the blues, and I guarantee you, he's heard of Little Bobby, and I wish he was alive to ask him, because he used to come up Mount Washington every Thursday to see a blues guy up here called Willie Trials. He's a good blues singer. He sings at my cousin's bar every Thursday. But Mike Lang was just a gentleman. He'd say some of the weirdest things when someone scored a goal. Was ridiculous. But I'm sorry. Keep on going, my friend. I didn't mean to interrupt.
Oh, that's all right. Al was just how he had to readjust his camera settings. Well, good old Wi-Fi, huh? That happens. He probably froze up again.
Is he froze again?
Yeah,
I think he's just smiling at us.
He's just so happy.
The temperature's way too warm for anybody to be freezing right now.
Yeah, you're still. I mean, we hear you, but you're freezing up a lot. But I think it's either your phone or your Wi-Fi. I would probably say.
I wonder if I turned my camera off, if it would the sound come through.
You're all right now.
You can try. I mean, it's up to you. I mean, it don't matter. I mean,
yeah.
Does that work better for you? Like we can do a 1, 2, 3.
3. The audio coming through better?
Yes.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Well, I'm just trying to know if you can hear me.
Yes, we can hear you.
Now I don't know
what
to
do.
At least you can hear me. How about this? I want to ask Mad Dog why he's called Mad
call the dogs.
Yeah. Mad Dog, Al has a question for you.
Yes.
Go ahead,
yeah,
Al.
Why are you Mad Dog? To me, there's two Mad Dogs. There's Mad John, the wrestler, and then there's Mad Dog 2020, which you shouldn't drink.
Well, I'm Mad Dog the wrestler. Believe me,
I see all these videos of these kids.
I'm like to drink. I leave you with a headache, and I'll leave you cross-eyed after you mess with me for a little bit.
Yeah,
I see all these videos on Facebook of these kids like in their 20s trying this Mad Dog 2020, and I'm like, oh, you poor things. That's a bad idea. Don't do that. And they're like, oh, it tastes so good. Oh, it doesn't taste good coming back up though.
Yeah,
so does Wild Irish Rose. Yeah, try drinking Wild Irish Rose one night.
I'm glad I don't drink at all, man. Good morals I have. No, it's just I don't want to drink. I just do People have asked me. They keep asking me, even at the bar, even when we're at the casino. Everyone's like, "You want a drink?" Well, they don't even allow us to drink anyway. Even if I wanted to, I couldn't. Because it's all about the image of the casino, and they don't want their employees all getting all drunk and doing something stupid.
You're not allowed even
So you're
drinking
not
your own
allowed to
drink.
work.
Yeah,
even
even if
off
I was
shift?
off the clock, nothing. No,
Really?
not at all.
That's crazy. Yeah.
Well, not like that's
Yeah.
a
The
problem
thing
for
is,
you.
though,
but-
having a drink or two is not meaning you're getting drunk and stupid. That's the difference. There's a big difference. Every time we talk about this, you think if you're drinking, you're just getting shit-faced. But that's not the case. You can have, some people can have 4 or 5 beers and they're no different than they were if they didn't have any.
Yeah.
So there is a
but
difference.
some people
When
can't
you
have
get
one and
sloppy
act
drunk,
normal. They
that's a
got to
little
have
different.
45 of them.
Yeah.
Well,
just
yeah,
everybody's
I mean,
different.
Yeah, they are. They are.
I think
Well,
we lost our friend altogether here.
Well, he'll have to start his phone, but our next guest will be coming on here a little bit anyway. But I hope you guys, for what it's worth anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed Al and the time that he spent with us, even if he does come back. Because, again, like I said, I'm glad that you guys got to get to know him a little bit, because if he was here in our area, he'd be a cool guy to hang out with, because he's full of knowledge. You can learn so much from a guy like that. I love people like that. Who are
He's a really cool guy. I like talking to him. He seems like we would be friends in real life,
Oh,
yeah, he seems like a nice guy.
I'll see if
I
we'll
just hope
try again.
here he comes. He's coming back on, I think.
See if you can get him again here.
Everybody clap.
I think
I can hear you.
Yeah.
Hear me?
We can hear you and we can see you, but here and there.
No,
yeah,
he's
we can
back
hear you.
off again.
I can hear you, and I'm sure everybody
What
else
is he in
can
a
hear you.
steel building in South America?
Why
No,
don't you
he's
schedule with me again, and I'll make sure this time I'll just do it from work, and then I'll have Wi-Fi. I thought that I'd be more comfortable here. I came home, but I don't have Wi-Fi here at home. So you schedule me again. I'll come back. I still got more things I want to talk to your guests about, or to your teammates.
That's fine.
Okay?
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yes, absolutely.
We can do that.
Okay,
Yeah,
absolutely.
I'll be back, and I'll see you all soon.
Can we run it?
Thanks for coming on.
Frankie, can you put his channel? Can you put his radio station, his radio show up, so people can click on it?
Oh, you mean the link to his deal?
Yeah.
To his station?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Hold
Whatever
on here.
station it is, just go .com.
Yeah. Hold on. Let me.
Like a
let me
link
do
to his
this
station
here.
or his radio show. Or
Yeah.
or-
Let me do something here. Let me do something here. Hold on. I know what you're talking about. We'll do it like this here.
Sometimes.
Well, so yeah, sometimes I know what you're talking about. So other days it's just like, But yeah, I'll
Other days I've
definitely.
had too many of these, and it's the end of the show, and nobody can understand what I'm talking about.
I think I'm going to lose you guys. My phone's
That's your
starting
special.
to go. This must be
That's your
something about
superpower.
our connection. My phone.
Yeah. Let's see. Okay, here we go. Right here. And we'll put that in the comments and we'll show it here. There we go. So that's the
There we
website.
go.
So if you want to see it, click on it. Or
So it's
go to that site.
There we go.
www.540wyg.com.
That's right. Site I got anyway.
That's right. And if you just scroll down, then there's click to listen. We have listeners all over the world. I have a crazy old hippie in Belgium that listens all the time. That's a really good stream. Check it out.
Those are always the funnest. Like the guys like from the Netherlands and everybody over there. They're just just the funnest fans and funnest guests. Hi, Ryan.
That's awesome.
He knows everything in the world about what we call pirate radio. Imagine those crazy people that did radio stations from ships that were out in international waters. And some of these things broadcast at 50,000 watts on a ship, right? With a tower that was 300 feet tall. It's just an amazing story.
Mm-hmm.
I watched that movie
called
Pirate Radio.
Oh, it's Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Oh,
yeah,
love you.
Pirate Radio. Yeah, I have it on Blu-ray.
The shipped.
Yeah,
shipped it rock. Yeah.
I worked at an AM radio station way back in the early 80s, and I had actually got a letter sent to us from somebody in Iceland that had run a string of wire up a weather balloon and actually got our signal in Thief River Falls, Minnesota, and sent me a cassette tape of a recording of me from there. It was crazy.
From where?
Wow.
You cut out for a second. Holy crap.
Iceland. It was a weather station. Yeah.
No, Mama T, it
That's
wasn't
cool.
from Holy Crap. It was from Netherlands.
All right.
I'm just saying.
Okay, I'm going to say.
We'll definitely get back.
Talk to you soon. When we have
All
a better
right. Sounds good,
connection,
man.
okay?
Sounds good.
Watch
We'll see
radio
you.
on.
Nice talking to you, man.
Thanks, Frankie.
Nice talking to you. We'll see you again.
See you out.
There you go.
And that was Al.
That was Al. Al.
That was Al.
No, I love Al Neff. He's a good
Seems
dude.
like a great guy.
Let's call him Al.
And we'll definitely get him back
That
on.
dog can be our bodyguard.
I'll try to see if we can get him on before we take our spring break here.
How come my square's
Before
so
the 17th.
small? How do I make my square bigger? Like I don't fit
Well,
my
You're
square.
on your phone. If you're on your phone,
right.
turn it sideways.
Oh,
Yeah.
that would work, would it? Hey, I'm bigger.
Oh, well, you've always been big there, but yeah, we'll give you a big hug now.
Coming from the 40-year-old virgin.
Now, how am I going to bring my dog
41,
down?
by the way, and not a virgin. Just so you know. All right, our second guest is on now, and we get him on here, Mr. Eric Edwards. Wait, Mad Dog, sit down. Hi, Eric.
Played
Hit
around.
your mute button there.
Was that just a dick pic?
No, that's
Gotta hit your
that's
mute
just,
button.
oh. You on mute there, Eric.
There
you
we go.
Hi, Eric.
Hi, how are you?
Hi.
Good. Welcome to Renegade Radio, there, Eric. We appreciate having you on. Glad that we could schedule an interview with you because it's been a while since you and I have chatted. Because we did a phone interview a long time ago. I think back in my South Dakota days, probably about 10 years ago or so.
Oh wow, that was a long time ago.
Yeah, yeah, and you pretty much you took over the interview because you had a lot to tell me at the time. You had a lot going on.
I can't ear mug you. You know, I can't do that. So
that's all right. That's all right. Well, with us we have John Roberts, we have Mad Dog, and we have Mama T. We do have more than just this crew here, but a lot of everybody was kind of busy or sick or whatever. So this is who we got, and then I'm the Frankie. I'm the host and whatnot. I'm the one that got a hold of you. But ladies and gentlemen, this is Eric Edwards, legendary actor. Has been in some of our favorite films growing up, like the Prom Child series, Senior Trip. You know, how can you forget him not pissing on that car, you know, or whatever?
Oh wow,
off the bus. Yeah.
You remember more of that movie than I do, you know. Okay, so just so I know who I'm talking to, John, what do you do? What's your thing? What's your deal?
I've been in the media business for over 4 decades. Right now, I have a video podcast company. I do high school hockey on the radio, and I'm a racetrack announcer and do a bunch of stuff. I fish. I catfish for money. I fish for tournaments.
Catfish. Now, does that mean? Hold on. When you catfish for money, that means you pretend you're someone else.
No, we do.
To get their cash.
No,
like
we
a prince,
do
or
not noodle them.
Yes.
Yeah. The catfish up here, the channel cats, people do that too. It's a different type of catfish. The catfish up here, that species, they'd rip your arm halfway off. And plus, we have snapping turtles up here that are big.
He was beaten by catfishing him over the phone.
Like you pretend
I got
you're a
bit
prince.
by a catfish once in the thumb, and I thought he bit my thumb off.
Oh, nice.
So, but yeah, And that's what I do. Now I have a video podcast company. Getting ready. We're about a month and a half away from 2 months away from race season to start the busy season for me. And I just got done with my hockey season for the year.
Mm-hmm.
And that's about it. Getting ready to turn
Cool.
60 on Thursday. We're having a big bash up here at the bar, and here we go. And I'm a fan of yours, by the way, too.
Oh, thanks. What's the language requirement, just so I know what I can and cannot say?
Oh, you can swear.
Well, getting old is not for
You can
pussies.
fucking say anything you want to say.
Getting old is not for pussies. I'm with you, John.
We're not regulated by the FCC. Yeah.
Excellent.
I know.
Okay,
I'm not
Mad
looking
Dog?
forward to it.
You look good. Mad Dog, why Mad Dog?
I'm Mad Dog. I was a professional wrestler for 20-some years here in Pittsburgh, PA.
Nice.
My job, I was in the burial business, but on the weekends I was a professional wrestler. I loved it. I was just got inducted into the Pro Wrestling Hall of Fame up here for Pennsylvania State Wrestling.
Oh shit!
And,
So you wrestled
there.
for Penn State? That's impressive.
No, with the whole state of Pennsylvania.
Oh,
I'm here with
State,
Bruno Sammartino and the likes of George the Animal Steel and all the guys that wrestled in the olden days. And yeah, that's just something I enjoyed doing when I was younger, getting in there and banging heads with the big guys, you know.
Outstanding. Now, Mama T, what's your deal?
Don't ask me what my deal is, but I've got a lot of deals. No, I was dating a musician for 3.5 years, a blues musician, and about a year ago, he had me start my own podcast where I exclusively interview local, regional, national, international, even some indie musicians, other music personalities like DJs or composers or what have you. And the musician that I was dating passed away at the end of July, and I decided to carry on my show to carry on his legacy, I guess.
Well, that's pretty sweet. That's awesome. That's awesome.
Thank you.
You know, all right. Now I'm ready for questions. All right, let's go. Whatever you want to talk about. I just want to know.
You didn't ask about me, you know. Jeez.
we've talked, Frankie.
Yeah, I know. It's all good. I don't have that big of an ego, you know.
Did you get in there? We don't got enough time.
Look at Frankie making it all about him, like a
yeah,
kid thing.
goddamn.
I got a question for you, Eric.
Yes, sir.
Did you get into acting on purpose or by accident?
Accidentally on purpose is what I did. Like, in other words, I always
it happens.
Well, yeah, no, I know exactly that. I know a lot of people that have stumbled into it. No, I wanted to as a kid. You know, it's one of those things that you saw, or do comedy, something like that. You know, just because of the reaction I would see by like, you know, if there was a comic on the Tonight Show. Back when Carson was the host years ago, it would be one of the few times I'd see my father like really laugh, and then also in movies. So I was like, okay, that's interesting. Then, you know, because I had a pretty crappy childhood, the arts, and I need the approval of strangers on a daily basis. I said, hey, why don't we do this acting thing? And I kind of got into it in college. I toyed with it in college. I did a little speech and debate in high school, so I was around a lot of actors from that. And my best friend from high school wanted to be an actor. That was like kind of his big thing. And then so I was hanging around him and helping him with his stuff, and like a lot of his acting stuff. So then when I moved to Arizona, I was like, obviously, school's not my bag, although I did graduate. But I did make it through. But I was like, yeah, I don't have the discipline to be a lawyer, you know what I'm saying, to get into law. So my friends in the film department started, put me in their short films and stuff. And I went, I kind of want to do this. And then I stumbled into it, And then the deal that made me go, I got to do this, is I was working as a production assistant on a show called Young Writers. It was about the Pony Express. Josh Brolin, Melissa. Melissa Leo was in it. Steve Baldwin, and I was the production assistant to Gopher. and I was having a good time. And they asked me to do a personal favor for this actor called Fisher Stevens. I don't know if you're familiar with his work.
Oh, yeah.
George Circuit,
Yep.
Flamingo Kid. And the favor was to give his girlfriend at the time, who was visiting him, a ride to the airport. That girlfriend was Michelle Pfeiffer.
Wow.
And I went, hey, Fisher Stevens is not, he's not Mel Gibson. You know what I'm saying? He's closer to me than I am to Mel Gibson. So, and I said, and she goes, he was so talented and so good on stage. And I went, I'm going to be an actor. So that was the deciding. I'm going to be a stand-up and an actor. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to do that, and that's how I got it. I mean, literally, that was the solidifying moment when I went, this is what I want to do. This, I started doing stand-up at that time, but I go, I got to do this. I have to do this because that's the only way I'm going to get a hot chick.
Great story.
And that's how it works.
Well, did you?
Absolutely. Oh, absolutely. My wife is way out of my league. I remember our first date. I met her. We met online. Because girls weren't just magically popping into my apartment. And our first date, who she totally made out with me. When she got home to her apartment, on her DVR was my episode of Criminal Minds has just aired. So she was like, "Oh, this is actually someone who really is an actor." So,
Wow.
And if I was to go through the list of, I had a good run in the '90s. I could have had a better run if I had more self-esteem, but I did okay. I did okay. Being fun. You girls will date down, and God bless you for it because it gives me a shot. It makes you look cool when you're with someone like me. You know what I'm saying? They go, she must have personality.
Oh.
I hear you, brother.
He's got a really hot wife too.
Oh, who? Mad Dog?
Yep.
Absolutely.
And John Roberts, and both of them are actually. There's a couple of co-hosts that are missing tonight. Part of the team. Eric Adams. He said hi.
Yeah.
He's got a hot wife.
See,
Mad Dog's brothers, Screaming Sam's got a hot wife.
No,
I can't say I've got a hot wife because I'm not
but you had a
married.
musician, so there you go.
Honey, they're calling you a hot wife.
I was going to say,
I got a pretty cute boyfriend right now, but
if I could have played guitar and sang, I would have done that, but I couldn't do that. You know what I'm saying? Because they get everything. I would have been
all I had to do is beat people up every night. That's
the same thing. But isn't wrestling acting to a degree? I mean, I know they're all.
Come on now. I wasn't that good of an actor.
But
they beat each other up. They just know who's going to win.
Yeah, I know, but it's still skillful. I mean, well, it's interesting because
I do actually have a good question for you.
Yes, ma'am.
So, all of the movies you've done, which performance were you the most proud of? Which one was the hardest for you that you think you pulled off the best?
Well, some of that stuff is like movies that you'll never see, that just never got released. There was a movie called Aaron Gillespie Will Make You a Star, or I think it might be called Superstar or Starstruck. I don't know what it ended up being called, if it ever got a release. I did some of my absolute best work. I mean, there was like one thing where I look back going, there was only one scene I could have did differently, where I went, that would have made it like, but it was great. I mean, like I was, funny and very, had a lot of depth. People liked me and stuff. It's based on a play we did. I mean, I guess all of them are really good. Like looking back, this is going to sound strange. I didn't appreciate what I was doing as much as I should have because I listened to too many people. But like I look back and I did some pretty fun stuff in Problem Child too. Like I look back on, wow, I was really good before I learned how to act. I was really, when I was just kind of just doing, like going on instinct and doing bullshit. And then senior trip, I stole every possible scene I was in. I mean, I had to work with, I don't think I spoke until like pull my finger or some shit like that, like throughout the entire thing, but I was very present. And I remember this is an interesting thing because Jeremy Renner had zero ego. Like that dude, I could tell from that movie how he was going to be amazing. Like, I
love him.
He's great. He's insane. He's such a hard worker and is so talented and such a good person. But like, I would steal scenes where literally I was supposed to be the background, just fucking around, like not just sitting, and I would do something silly, and they go, and some of the other people go, "What'd you do this time?" They're all laughing. I go, "I'm just being silly,
just being me."
Yeah, but actually, and then one of my proudest moments was when we were going to the party. All I was supposed to do was ride my bike across the camera or something like that, and my bike broke in the middle of it. And I throw it down, and then I see Kevin McDonald charging me. So I pick up the bike, and I just kept on going.
Oh no!
And
what happened?
And the director was gonna go cut, but the DP just hit him and went, no, just let's see where this goes. And I was like, that's one of those to go, fuck that. I was really
keep rolling.
You know, and it was great because like I did like a lot of crazy shit in that movie. And here's what's so sad is I worked for Nielsen for a brief time. The guys that did they do like the ratings, but they also do all like the film, like they would do all the previews for the film to get notes from the audience and stuff. They did one screening of it. If they would have made the movie PG-13, it would have been huge. Because that was kind of the target audience. It was like not rated R enough to get people to sneak in. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
40-Year-Old Virgin was so like, I gotta see this, or Police Academy was so R that people were sneaking in, buying extra tickets, getting their parents to do it. It wasn't quite like that edgy. Basically, it was rated R because they showed Tommy Chong smoking a bong, like actually inhaling, which then made it R. If they would have just cut that,
I don't inhale.
I did. But I was never high in a scene. Not in that film. I was never high ever during seeing that. But there's another movie where I could point where a bunch of us were in the background, were baked. But that was probably like where I went, I did some really cool things. Then, where I did really good work, with given very little. I was just kind of there. So, and it was a lot of fun. It was cool. And I was young and I was hanging out with a bunch of, like Jeremy and I were really close. Danny Smith was, great. Tara Strong. It was all this like really cool young actors, and Valley Mahaffey was just the fucking shit. She was so cool. Her husband at the time, I don't know if they're still married or not. We were just having a blast. You know what I'm saying? Like we were, it was one of those good experiences. That was the best thing, being on location for so long was just, that's like the best memory. But as far as like actual quality of work, all of them, I think I kind of did my best. There's some movies I would never tell you I'm in that were so bad that I'm like, I don't know. And
yeah, but you still worked. You know what I mean?
Oh no, that's not the problem. I never decline it. Look, dude, I'm a hired gun. You know what I'm saying? I'll do what I'm gonna do. But a lot of the stuff I'm really, really proud of, or stuff you'll never see. There was this great pilot that I did called The Five, which was basically a version. It was before Brooklyn Nine-Nine, whatever that. It was very similar. Like it was an LA version that we made like 4 years before it. And I just luckily, because we had a great cast, did some things that were like where you go, fuck, I'm really in this. Like it was, where I was just really getting to act. Because it's really hard to do it on film. Especially comedy where you're really present because it's so short. It's not like doing a play where you get to kind of like live it all out and have the whole full experience. It's like really short clips. So to get that opportunity where you got to really experience something doesn't quite happen. So all that blah, 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 blah. But it was a lot of fun. I had like a lot of fun, blast, and, it was a great time. Next question.
I love the high energy.
Don't get me talking. I will not shut up.
No, that's good. That's good. That's just the thing, But here's what I take from your time back in the 90s, especially. You're one of the big guys. Like everybody knew you because you gave the average big guy, confidence, more or less, that they could do something like this, And I just like imagine, like you're almost compared up there to like Chris Farley and
I
John
beat
Candy,
him out for Bilko,
so.
baby. I beat him out for
Frankie said that you lost a lot of weight. What made you do it? To get more acting jump parts, or what did you do to lose the weight?
Let's see. I
because I recently lost 140 some pounds.
Oh, did you? Okay, I exercised, I ate better, and I did crack
Oh
cocaine.
yeah.
That really
mine was heroin. I threw some heroin in there. Yeah, the teeth are a little bad.
No. I just ate less, exercise more. It took a long time.
I needed 2 new knee replacements, and I had to get down under that 40 BMI, which was you're a 415-pound guy. How the hell do you do that? You know, I was a 12-pound baby. How the hell am I going to get down under? I was 40 BMI when I was born. Yeah.
I was going to ask you, Eric. Late 80s, the 90s. You talked about hanging around with some pretty fun people and having crazy times. Did you get caught up in any of the stuff that was going on back then? I mean, like the cocaine and the stuff like that.
No, he didn't snort cocaine. He liked the way it smelled.
No, actually, I'm allergic to it. It makes me eat faster. So no, I never liked that high. I tried it in college twice, and I just did not fucking like it. Like, one of the things that made me really not like it is I tried it with this girl and this dude, and by the end of the night, check this out. By the end of the night, that girl, I could see would have like done whatever she want. I mean, I was like, wow, this is a jacked up drug. This is a really, and then you hear, like I knew a lot of comics, and also just like, I never got, but I smoked a lot of fucking weed. Oh, smoked a lot of weed. Loved
even
the Mary Jane.
Because I used to hang around with guys that did stuff too that I would never do, but that didn't stop me from hanging around them, I guess. And just because it was the party atmosphere, back in the day.
I didn't dig the coke. I didn't dig the whole coke, like people that did coke, like that whole vibe. Like, I really didn't hang around. Like, after college, I kind of didn't hang out with very, very many drinkers, man. Like, I like weeds, just so much kind of more chill to be around. I mean, like, drinking, a lot of fucked up shit happens. You know what I'm saying? Like, and when I moved out to LA, the first week I moved out to LA, one of my guys I was staying with got popped for a DUI, fucked up his life. And then one of the stand-up comics I was really good friends with got popped with a DUI and just jacked up his fucking life. And I was like, yo, I got no support system. I can't afford to fuck up, And also alcohol is like crazy compared to like college was like crazy expensive. And,
yes.
And I drank a lot in college. So I was, good cheers. So I just got up, and then now I prefer to eat my calories versus drink them. You know what I'm saying? If I'm gonna do it,
yeah.
So how long for which is own?
Yeah. What? So how long did you was it until you decided to like slow things down a little bit and become a family man? Because now you have a kid and you have a wife, as
Oh, I got laid. That's what it went.
No. That's great.
You got his first piece of ass.
Not my first, but a good piece. No, it just I got married and just it just happened. Like, in other words, I just I was like tired of being alone. I was getting kind of old, and I had heard that like when you were at my age, if you hadn't been married or had a kid, women really look at that like, hey, what's wrong with you? So I had to knock that out just in case, I got dumped. I go, I tried marriage. But no, I had the kid, and then, things happened with him that I have to be more, selective with what I can do.
Sure.
Like, I can't just do anything for, it's a dollar and cents thing. You know what I'm saying? If I'm going to be away from my house, away from my kid, away from my wife, I can't lose money.
Sure.
I can't. Sure. And the industry has changed a lot now, where they try to get people to work for nothing. And that just, like I said, I can't lose money. You know what I'm saying? I can't put my life and also I can't be in something where, I'm the biggest name in it, because no one's going to see it. You know, let's be quite honest. You know what I'm saying? That so it's gotta be worth my while. And I've done some stuff here in LA. Like actually there's a really cool film called Don't Say It that I'm in that's actually very, very good. I'm in a few scenes and, you know, I was able to do that and it didn't cost me anything. You know what I'm saying? Like it didn't cost any drama in my family. It was a great cast, good script, a lot of fun, had a blast. I didn't lose anything from doing it. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, right now it's said, I have to, when I do a project, I gotta like break even or make money, or it's gotta be so fucking good. You know, where you go, you know what? I'm going to give this a risk. And it's got to be, someone's got to be involved in it that has a bigger IMDb score than I do. You know,
there you go. There you go.
You know, which I got zero, like I said, I've done stuff where only my friends have seen. God bless them. But I need, you know, I mean, let's be, I'm very realistic with who I am and what I've, you know, where I'm at, you know, it's that,
Sure.
you know, for the most part, I'm a hired gun, and that's okay. I like that. You know, no pressure.
Did you get or did you know of anybody that was involved with the fire, or not involved, but like, you know, that the houses?
Absolutely. Actually, unfortunately, sadly, or fortunately, I got to see this person I hadn't seen in a long time. Saturday, I actually ran into one of my good friends, that they lost their house to the fire, and it was just to see just the and he's got a kid and he's married. You know, his wife. It's a cat I became good friends with doing jiu-jitsu, and he came out because like one of our friends was you know, getting promoted and moving to Seattle, so he wanted to stop by and say hi, and just seeing just the just how tired. You know what I'm saying? You know, and I can't imagine. Like we had our bags, we had our go bag ready to go, but luckily we didn't have to evacuate. And my brother and sister-in-law had to evacuate. And like I know, I know, you know, at least 4 people that lost everything. And you know, some people have incredible attitudes, like my buddy Marco Sante, who lost his house in the Palisades, and he's also like he acts, he does stand up, but he's also a gaffer as well. So he's got a lot of sources. You know, like he can work, but he was and it was adorable. He had his mother, who is, you know, probably in her late 80s, because he's our age, you know, and he had her safe, and he goes, what do we say, Grandma? Or what do we say, Mom? And she's like, everything's gonna be okay. And I was like, I just choked me. I went, okay, you know, God bless you. You got, you know, you have that support system. And look, you got your life and stuff, but it still has an impact. When I was working on Senior Trip, the first day of shooting or second day of shooting, I call my house in LA to find out what's going on. Phone's not working. I call my buddy who's working, you know, I call his job and I go, hey, can I speak to Kurt? Oh, he took a personal day. I go, why? His apartment burned down. I went, wait a second, that's my apartment. You know, so, but I was in LA. I mean, I was in Canada, so I had like a nice hotel, but I didn't have that much shit and I didn't own it. You know what I'm saying? I could imagine losing like it's just devastating. But you know, some people, they have that attitude like, I'm going to be okay. Others, like, it takes you to go, this is a big fucking tragedy. Thank you for the dark question, Mad Dog. I know some people with HIV too, if you want to get into it. No.
But we kind of went through the same thing up here.
But no. But continue. You want to donate, there's some great sites. Donate. You want to help. You know.
Yeah.
Well, Pittsburgh, you're kind of in a lucky area. There's not as many like natural disasters in the Pennsylvania area. You know, like Florida, you got the hurricanes. You know,
hey, we had a tornado up here.
Those are quick. I'm from Kansas. That happens all the time. You know,
where we are, Eric. Last week it was almost 50 below zero with the wind chill. Today it was pushing 50 above.
Wow.
Natural disasters. In 1997, we had a flood up here. The Red River of the North, it's one of the few rivers that runs north, and it runs through our town where I live. It separates Minnesota from North Dakota. It's the border. That river is at its widest point, maybe 100 yards wide. During the flood of 1997, that river was 27 miles wide. It wiped out, I mean, thousands of houses up here. It was crazy. And that's, it was the same thing. The look on people's faces were tired. They were tired. Everybody had to gut what was left of their houses out. You wait for the Red Cross vehicle to show up so you can get something to eat and a bottle of water. And it was just devastation. But the same thing out there. At least a lot of people got to rebuild here. They didn't have to start from scratch, but a lot of them did. My wife's house was no longer. A lot of houses were wiped out to build flood walls. But so even up here in the tundra, we're as far away from an ocean that you could possibly be. But we still get the tornadoes, the blizzards, and the floods. I mean, the cold weather up here is ridiculous.
Well, the Southwest has made me really a pussy because I can't stand the cold weather whatsoever and the rain. I like it, but it's I gotta say it does pull things together because I mean, LA, we're California, we some strong motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? Because they pulled together, and it's interesting because it's all just what you're used to. I had a buddy of mine, actually, I just saw today. He was he's been in LA a little, not that long, but he came from New Orleans, so he remembers Katrina. And when I ran, we had acting class and we were just getting over the fires, and he said, "Yeah, it reminds me of Katrina." And he's not, he's not rolling in money. He's not doing bad, but he ain't, he's not wealthy. And he said, I got some stuff together and I made a donation, and I was like, fuck, I need to do better. You know what I'm saying? And so I after hearing that, I went and got ran through, got a bunch of stuff together. My wife used to work for the Fashion Institute down here. So she had all these shoes that had never been worn for like photo shoots that they were doing for the school and stuff. And really high quality, really nice stuff. And we put some donations, and I made some donations. I went, yeah, I guess you just got to help out in, stuff like that. It's fucking, like I said, getting old is not for pussies. You gotta go through some shit.
That's for sure. That's for sure. Well, we appreciate the time you're spending with us there, Eric. And honestly, it's great to see you again, because I always wonder about my Facebook friends. Like I see you on Facebook all the time, but I know this is the first time we've chatted in a long time. So
it's first time I saw you face to face.
Yeah.
Over the web.
I have to get on 5 to Facebook friend you, man.
Well, yes, or the Instagram. And look, I got to meet Mad Dog, which you're my second friend I know that go by. You're the second person I know that goes by Mad Dog.
Oh yeah.
Yes. One of the funniest, and it's funny. He's a tough guy. I mean, I'm assuming you wrestled, so you're a tough guy. But he's another. you were a softie. Were you a heel or were you a hero? Or face?
I was a baby face for a little bit, but I was mostly a heel.
Nice. That's pretty impressive.
I used to come to the ring with a midget. Or a small person. All I know is a little fucker, and I'd throw him in the ring, and he'd create havoc with the referee. He'd go under the referee's leg, headbutt him in the nuts. When the referee fell on, I'd choke the good guy with my dog chain, and I'd lay on him, and he'd wake the referee up, and the referee would count to 3, and everybody would boo me and spit on me or whatever. I miss it, man. I'm 64 and I miss every minute of it.
I could imagine, man. Dude, applause or that reaction is addictive as fuck, man.
Just that crowd. I went to a show on Saturday and they wanted me to do a little thing. They wanted me to get in the ring, and I just couldn't do it because I know I'd get in there and I'd probably hurt somebody for real. I was just that fired up. But
yeah, it's crazy, dude. It's crazy. So there we go.
Yeah. Well, we appreciate you, Eric, and
love you, Eric.
I just want to say thank you for spending time with us and
my
making
pleasure,
an appearance
dude.
here on Renegade Radio.
My
Hopefully
pleasure.
everybody enjoyed that.
Yeah.
And is there anything that you're up to that people
Oh, right
want
now,
to know
you
about?
can, I'm gonna put a post up. If not, you can definitely Google it or actually Facebook it. It's Don't Say It. It's Don't Say It the movie, and
okay.
it's on Prime. I think it's on a lot of the formats. Prime, Apple TV.
Is that the movie that Stewart's doing? Don't Say It movie? Stewart. I forget his name now. He was supposed to be on the show. Teen Wolf 2 and everything.
The series with Dean. He was in the series with Dean Cameron, right?
Yeah.
Yes,
Stewart.
that's
Stewart,
the movie. Stuart Franklin or Stuart Frank.
Fraction or whatever. Yeah.
He is so good in that movie, and he's awesome, dude. It's one of those like little check because I've worked with Dean Cameron, who's one of the nicest human beings I've ever met in my entire fucking life, and they're really close. And I got a little got that those two actors together. I got to work with their buddy. It's like when I got to I worked with John Ritter and I worked with Mr. Roper, Norman Feld. Is that it?
I think so.
So I got two of the of the Three's Company. I needed one more, to get the hat trick.
There you go.
So I like to knock it out. But it's the thing that Stewart's in. It's called Don't Say It. Don't Say It. It's a really cool romantic comedy. Got a lot of heart. I'm very, like I said, I'm in 2 or 3 scenes, but it's the acting in it from everybody is so good. The story's tight, and that's something I'm really proud of. What I got to be a part of. I was
absolutely.
It turned out so good. Much better than even I thought it was going to turn out. Like as far as you do a read and you go, okay, let's see where this goes, because they didn't have the money to risk mistakes. Money solves a lot of problems because there's a lot of money problems. Buys you time. Which
Absolutely.
is the most important thing. Buys you a lot of time. And I got to say something. Rich, the guy that one of the writers, Rich and PJ, produced the fucking shit out of this movie. They did a great job. Like I said, I'm incredibly proud of it. Look it up. Don't Say It. It's on Apple TV. It's a nice romantic comedy. It's really good.
All right. Well, we'll definitely have to take a look. Cause now I'm more intrigued now since now there's 2 people that I know that's in that
movie. and there's a PJ. Who is it? There's a cat in it who plays the lead's older brother. Who? Dude, why don't you tell me you were doing? Oh, that Rich just texted me. Dude, why you tell me?
That's who it is. Rich Grasso. Yeah.
So Rich is so good at it. But here's what's crazy: the guy that plays his older brother is just fucking flawless. He's so good. Like when as an actor, when you see people and they pull it off on film, you're like, yo, my hat is wow. That's how it's fucking done. I mean, so good. And I think the kid that's young was in maybe Cat in the Hat. I could look it up real quick. We could go to. Everybody's so good in this movie. Everybody's so fucking good. And it's like I said, like looking back, it's one of the things I'm incredibly proud of, because we didn't have any glitz, any glamour. We just went and just did it. And also when you see your friends write something from scratch and they make something, you're like, that's fucking you did it, motherfucker. When people talk about it, you did it.
Oh yeah.
And he did a great job. I'm more proud of Rich making it happen. That motherfucker always gets shit done. This dude, Rich Grasso, always. I mean, he made a boot like a pilot on his own back in like 1990 before anybody was doing that shit. He make stuff happen. Then he made this film. It's really good. You should check it out. It's really cool. It's a really cool film.
Oh, absolutely. I'm gonna have to do that. Definitely gonna have to do that. Well, we appreciate you, Eric, and again, thank you for spending some time with us. Next week, guys, we'll be joined by Larry Lynch. He's going to be he was the original drummer for the Greg Kidd band.
Oh, wow.
That'll be fun. That'll be a good way to kick off March Madness month anyway. So I'm Frankie Slauson, and we'll see you guys next week for another great edition of Renegade Radio. That's about it. And Mad Dog,
thank you, man.
My pleasure, guys. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
No problem. Mad Dog, since you have been talked about a lot today, I'm going to play your music. So we'll see you next week.
My music.
Mad dogs on the prowl, in the ring, take you down. One bite's all it takes. He's the king of the town.
the road begins. Oh shit. Fireside whispers, tales of loss and gain, dusty roads and rain, they share their pain through ancient lands and highways wide. Spirits of freedom in every glide, riding through the dust, stories in the wind, bridges built on trust where the road begins.